Hey guys, ECRG here, back with another episode. I've got a very, very special guest with me today who's going to tell us a lot about different things in clinical research, including her background, as well as some of the products and things of that nature that she's going to be sharing with us and the community at large. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Tiffany Ashton to the podcast. Thanks for being here, Tiffany. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you. Happy to be here.
So first, I want to go ahead and get into, I guess, your background in clinical research. So could you tell us a little bit about your background and I guess what made you interested in clinical research and kind of give us an overview of how you started and how you got to where you are today?
Yeah. So right out of high school, I had moved from Los Angeles to San Diego to attend San Diego State University, and I was looking for a job, part-time job, something to supplement while I was going to school. And I applied for a admin assistant job at a site management organization. And that was my first exposure to clinical research trials. I had never heard of the industry at all. And it just so happened that I applied for an admin assistant job at a site management organization, and they were doing clinical research trials with various doctors within the industry. Or within the community for industry studies. So that's how I got my first exposure, kind of just fell into it. But, after about 1 month on the job as an admin assistant, they said, hey, would you like to learn a little bit more about clinical research? And I said, yeah, totally. And so, I was so intrigued because I really enjoyed the patient interaction. I saw the study coordinators going in and out of the doors, and they would actually travel from our main center and go to the doctor's offices. So the doctors would be conducting research outside of their primary practice. And so I saw them hustling and bustling, every day. And I was like, oh man, I'm missing out on the fun here. And so when they offered me to just say, hey, are you even interested? I said, of course, so at that time, I just really started to observe and shadow. And I took some medical terminology courses because I didn't know, you wanted to brush up on the various protocols that you were going to be speaking about. So I shadowed anywhere from 3 to 6 months, just learning about the clinical research process. Attended pre-study visit where the sites were being, reviewed and toured to see if they would be selected for the study, sat in on SIVs, just really took it all in. And so that's how I got my start. Eventually I was given a small study as a clinical research coordinator, and I ended up doing coordinating for about 4 years while I, pursued my degree, my undergraduate. And then once I completed my undergraduate, I had 4 years experience and a degree. And so that's when I started to really branch out and say, what else can I do in this industry? And so that's where I went on to be a CRA, so a clinical research coordinator, clinical research associate, sorry. And then, through the years, I kept getting opportunities to be a study manager, like a clinical trial manager. I got opportunities to be an unblinded CRA. And then I also got opportunities to be an unblinded CTM and a project manager. So over the years, all in all, I've been in since 2003, so 18 years. I started in August 2003, so 18 years in the industry. And then along the way, I did get my master's in clinical research at UCSD. And so, I just kept building on my foundation, taking oncology trials, global trials, working with, teams all over the world, phase 1 through 4, just really soaking in the knowledge wherever I went so I can continue to build upon what I know about the industry. And so that's where I eventually ran into a group of clinical research professionals who were toying at the idea of Clinicentials, and they had already had the foundation laid. And so that's where I really joined their team. First started off as a service manager. And then I have progressed to the director of operations here. And I work very closely with our sales and our business development team. And then on the other arm, we also do training and educational pieces for those within the industry that are looking for to have questions on career progression, have questions on how do I become a CRC to begin with, just all of the questions that we see within the industry, just really being a resource to help those as they kind of get their feet wet and just kind of navigate through.
Okay.